Hey, in this video I want to share how I did the border. We're going to talk about the border and yeah, this border. We're going to talk about her. Deciding when I wanted to quilt on this border was kind of hard. On the other quilt I did this beautiful cathedral looking kind of border, but this border was very small in comparison to that other banner. So I decided to do the brickwork. In doing the brickwork, I created a ruler. The ruler is a 1/2 inch long and it has 1 inch markings through it. And I created this when I did a custom quilt for one of my clients. And I wanted to do this kind of same quilting on this banner. I thought it would look elegant. I thought it would look really rich. And also to kind of re-practice that border that I made or that brickwork that I made for her, but implement it for myself. On one side of the banner, and I used my ruler to start marking. I also used a water-soluble pen, but I used the invisible kind. I used this end because it stood out more in comparison to the water-soluble part. For some reason with satin, this pen would not disappear, so I had to spray water on it. So the 3 tools that I've been using is this marking tool, my ruler, and the pen. Oh. And here I'm a bit off, but it's okay. It's gonna... So let me show you how I'm marking this. I have done all this right here, and then I got, this ruler, and I'm going all the way across like that. Like I'm using this as a reference for this side, but I also did this and went down and marked it. I know it looks like a mess, but in a minute I'm gonna long arm it. I do have a weird pleat here, but it's fine. She's beautiful though. When I was doing the feathers, I looped it only once here and only went around once here. I was going to use a different thread, so I put it back. So I have the double loops where it goes here, under, and here. So it's double loop, but I'm only using it once. When I was doing all this feather work, I only looped it in once right here, went around once right here. I didn't change any of the knobs or the tensioners in any way. That's all I did so that I could long arm these beautiful feathers. I got to this area. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and then down and travel back and forth and do that first, like go down and then travel down. I need to spray the markings off of here. Let's get started. We're gonna work in this area. Hopefully my hand doesn't get in the way. I like traveling down, and then some of this water soluble already disappears, so I need to mark it. Let me turn you around. So this was looped twice. I only looped it once, and I left this the same. Everything's the same, but now the thread pulls a lot lighter. The metallic was being like frayed off. So this, do you see that little, some of the metallic was being frayed off as it was going through the machine. That means the tension was too tight for it. You can see how this thread has no metallic, and that's because it was like being thinned out as it traveled through. Hopefully this will fix it. And yeah, so you can see there's no metallicness on there, and then you can see where I've started and stopped constantly here. So I'm going to start probably here, go back up, and then just get these done. But re-traveling, I've noticed that the thread was breaking a lot, and just changing one mechanical part of the tension, you can see that it didn't break on me anymore. Just one little tiny change can cause a lot of success. But if you're changing a lot of things, who knows where you go, right? And this is what it looks like without any quilting. I'm gonna roll this down to where I'm closer to myself, so I'm not stretching, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what it looks like on the long arm currently. The stopping point on the long arm, since I have the table, so you see how close I am. I am gonna mark the quilt like section by section and then go down, because I'm afraid that if I mark over here, it's not gonna align to over here. So I'm going to probably work from here down and then quilt that, and then do the same thing on the other side. These are all the markings that are in line to this marking. I also went and I marked these little hatch lines. I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. Can you imagine the excitement? And then the momentum, because I worked on here yesterday, like I had to come up here today and I had to get it done. Like there was nothing gonna stop me to get this done. And then I have to put, I don't think about nothing else but just where I'm doing, okay? So that's where I'm at, marking all the quilt. And then I also have the long arm where I think I could move it down more, but I have it to where it's close enough to me that I'm not having to stretch, pull, or be in a weird position. And I did this on purpose so I didn't have to go back on the same line. She didn't need you, Mom. We'll just be marking, okay? I went ahead and I kind of unstitched all of this because it was rippling really bad and I couldn't get a straight line. Now I'm not gonna get a straight line because of the way I sewed it. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a line here and then kind of like give the illusion that it's straight.